So one of the first things I learned I trained in NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. One of the first things they ever taught me was a fundamental universal principle known as cause and effect. Cause and effect. Now, let me just paint some criteria here so you can start to understand where you are in the spectrum. So when you're at the effect of things, your effect of your emotion, your effect of your relationship, your boss, your kids, your family, what you actually end up doing is blaming people. So if you find yourself blaming people and going, it's their fault, they're doing this to me, then what you actually put yourself in is a position of victim. When you're in a position of victim, you feel disempowered. You feel like I cannot do anything about it. You feel helpless because now you're putting all the power in this other person, whether it be your partner, your boss, your kids, your emotions, the government, whoever else, whatever it is, you're putting the power in their hands and you're disempowering yourself to be able to do anything about it. So that's when you're at the effect of something. Now, on the other side of the spectrum, when you're at the cause of something, you are the person that is being responsible for what is showing up. You are acting out of a place of intention. You are not saying, she's doing this to me in this relationship, she's making me feel unhappy. You're actually saying to yourself, how have I made myself unhappy? Because no one can actually take a bunch of unhappiness and come and dump it in your mind. No one can do that. No one comes with a big shovel and is like, hey, here you go, have a load of unhappiness. The only way you can really be unhappy is if you are choosing that. If you are actually deciding, hey, I'm going to stay in this relationship, even though she's abusive to me. Or even though I'm not getting my needs met in this relationship. Only you can cause that. So cause and effect. When you ask this simple question, how did I cause this? How am I responsible for this? Then what that's going to do is it's going to empower you to actually find a way out of it. Whether that be through communication, whether that be through walking away, whether that be with coming up with an idea or some other solution to that challenge or problem that you experience. So fundamentally, the first simple thing I'll give you is notice where you are causing things in your life. Now, people might say, but Jay, how am I causing this? How am I causing all of this to show up in my life? What?
How did I cause that car crash? How did I cause that girl to not text me back? How did I cause that? Yeah.
How do I cause that? Well, I think bad things happen to good people sometimes, and some things you just cannot explain.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to stand here and say, hey, you caused that car crash, you caused that death. I think life, things we cannot explain, runs in cycles. And I think even if you look at the seasons, winter turns to spring, spring turns to summer, summer turns to autumn, autumn turns to winter. And life, the circle of life is everlasting and always continues. And so I'm not going to stand here and say, you caused that car crash and you're responsible. No. I think that there's certain things that you can control and certain things you can't. And as Viktor Frankl says in his book, another great book, Man's Search for Meaning, the last of the known freedoms is man's ability to choose how he responds in any given moment. I've probably bastardized that a little bit, but that's what it is. And you get to choose. You get to choose how you respond. And when you come from a place of cause, you get to choose. Hey, I can either accept this, I can either take blame for it, I can either blame somebody else, or I could ask myself a more empowering question, which is, okay, this is happening. Let's just accept it. What can I do about it? Who do I need to speak to? What action do I need to take? Where do I need to set a boundary, as Sean alluded to? And from that place, you're going to be able to create more of what you want and get less of what you don't want. So that would be one simple way to actually start shifting your mindset to be able to take back control of your life.